Aliev, the Tajik Eagle, that's his nickname, I believe.
Baby Habib.
Yeah, Baby Habib, pretty much. Minus 162. Alves, Rafael Alves, plus 162. Some good plus money on a guy who's fought some pretty decent competition there. Over under sitting at 2.5 rounds, minus 100 for the over, plus 100 for the under. The undefeated guy making his debut, the Tajik Eagle. Do you like him in this one, or do you like the dog?
I don't know, man. When I first watched both of them, it doesn't necessarily remind me exactly like last week's Hussein Askabov, but he has a lot less fights. He's undefeated, but I mean, who's he really been fighting early on in his career? He doesn't have a lot of experience. Rafael Alves has all the experience. And, against Drew Dober, I know Alves got finished, but there was some times he was looking slick on the feet. And he's normally, known for, being a submission artist. He does have 6 submission losses now that I look at it, and 4 TKO losses. But, the dude is slick on the ground when he gets it there, when he's on top. But against Drew Dober, like I said, I took Drew Dober in that fight, and it made me really nervous at times because Alves had his moments and looked pretty decent. I think this is a tough fight for any UFC newcomer to get a guy like Alves. And I don't know if I'm really going to put anything on Aliev because of what we saw last week with Askabov. You just never know. Sometimes those wrestlers can't get the takedown, and then, at this level in the UFC, you're going to get pieced up by these veterans like this. So it's just so many unknowns on Narullo Aliev's side. I mean, does he have the gas tank to hold up after making his debut? Is there going to be some nerves involved? You're taking on an absolute veteran in Alves. So a lot of unknowns. I don't think the dog is a terrible play here, if I'm being honest. Not for a lot of money by any means, but there's definitely a world where Alves gets this thing done, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a world where he could get it done. I wouldn't have a ton of confidence in it, though. I mean, the guy has shown that he can get controlled on the ground. And the thing that scares me with him is, like, if he's getting taken down, he jumps on that guillotine.
Yeah.
And he kind of accepts it. Like, he goes for the guillotine. He's got a ton of guillotine wins. I mean, he's got a great guillotine. The guy, you look at the guy, he's, jacked to the gills. Looks like he should be on the sauce, but he somehow manages to get around it or something. But I mean, he's a super muscular dude. I mean, him and Drew Dober were like pretty much twins out there.
Yep.
Somehow Drew Dober was able to finish him, like, with a hook to the body. It was a wild fight. It was a great fight. It was really fun to watch. Look at the fight before that. He guillotine choked Mark Jacasey. And then the fight before that, making his debut in the UFC against Damir Ismagulov. And Ismagulov was able to control him on the ground and stay safe away from that guillotine. Alves went for it a couple times, didn't get it, and then was able to Ismagulov was able to control him on the ground. So if you look at Aliev, what he does is get you to the ground and control you. Like, he doesn't have many finishes. That's kind of why they call him the Tajik Eagle. He gets you to the ground and just smothers you, like Khabib style, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, he's got 6 decision wins out of his 8 fights. He only has, 2 TKOs on his record. And the fight on the Contender Series was one of them, and it was a round 1 TKO. So, which he was like a minus 625 favorite in that one. So he's supposed to win that fight. He'll probably be favored in a lot of his fights because, I mean, he's got a great strategy. I mean, he's really good at it too, but it just scares me as far as, like, if Alves stuffs a couple takedowns, or maybe he even gets the guillotine. Maybe he gets the guillotine, because that thing is so fucking scary.
He's so strong too.
So strong. The cardio problems is a question. If the fight goes longer, I would expect Aliev to have some pretty decent cardio, and with the way he fights, he's going to have to have cardio if that's the way he fights. So if the fight goes longer, I would only favor Aliev. And we've seen Alves, kind of fold as the fights goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got 11 losses in his career. So, I mean, he's 1-2 in the UFC. I don't know. Maybe he really needs this win. Maybe he really does. It's just weird that he came into the UFC. I mean, he's fighting like the best of the best. Ismagulov, Casey, not the best of the best, but Dober too. Like, they're not giving him any layups, and they're not giving him a layup here at all. So Yeah, tough fights for Alves. I'll probably lean Aliev for the pick. But maybe you sprinkle a little bit on Alves round 1 submission by guillotine, and
Yeah,
it's like plus 300,000 or something like that, and you'll take it. Something like that. Got to find value in those scenarios, but
exactly.